Welcome back. So for some reason this phone films the pasture in the background. It films them backwards, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. So he's doing better, but we're still having some issues. And we'll talk about those here in a minute. Feel free to share this, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't want to lose my channel. I guess if you don't have a certain amount, I don't know what the amount is of subscribers, you lose your channel. We still have problems with the bit, but we're working on it. Then he puts his head down really good after he gets spit in. It's just getting the bit in and getting the bridle over his eyes. I've been desensitizing him to the reins going over his head, and he's doing good. He just still doesn't like the bridle going over. Take him over to the stool. And flex him. Now I hold the flexes for a long time because I want him to give and hold instead of give and take his head away like he has been. Ask him to yield. Did pretty good on that side. Again, hold until he gives and keeps it. And just wait. There. Try it again. And there. Ask him to yield. Come back on this side. Did better on that time. Good boy. Alright. Now this is the side we have problems on. And we'll talk about those as they happen. Bring his head in. So, here's what I don't like. Now, I was not trying to kick him there, I was trying to get my leg up. That cocked leg I do not like for a few reasons. He can bolt and get himself underneath himself and take off like this. He can cow kick as I'm getting on and off. As he gets more and more trained, I will allow it. But as of right now, I just need to keep a close eye on it. Just because I know this is his side that he's like, dude, get off me. It's his right side. The other reason, you'll see here in a second, look at that front leg closest to the fence. He's bending that leg. So as I'm doing this on this side, he is leaning away from me. And it feels like we're going to fall. I know obviously he would catch himself, but still, that's what it feels like. Because he's off balance. Now there, I got off here in a second because he moved. And normally a lot of people wouldn't get off when they move because they want him to stand still. But since the last time I was completely on him, he bucked me off. And kind of reared up a little bit. I want him to know him moving calmly is the right answer. And that's why I got off there. Just getting him used to my legs moving. Because once in a while when he nips, I do pop him with my foot. So I don't want him to think every time my feet move, he's going to get popped. He is still flinchy at random points. I do desensitize him before and after every video. Or not every video. Every session. I just don't always show it. I try to do some shorter videos for you guys. So they're not pretty much like a movie's or an episode. Oh god. This is the second time I've had to do a voiceover because I accidentally deleted it. I'm getting him used to moving with me up there. Asking him to move around me. Sometimes I'll jump up and down and move. I'm kind of hanging over a little bit lower. Feet are completely off. So he's holding my whole weight. Pretty good. I'm staying on a little longer each time because he does like to lean away. So I try to stay there until he shifts his weight back to get his balance. To let him know that standing the right way is the right answer. Rather than leaning away. Ask him to come forward. Bring his head in. I always feel like on the right side, his head is too close to me. I don't know why. Now here I'm just getting my leg where I would be throwing it if I was getting on bareback or even on an English saddle. Not so much a Western because it's got that high seat. But I don't put my leg completely over because if something spooks him, he can still lunge forward or buck and it can toss me off. And I can still be kind of technically halfway thrown, if that makes sense. Now there I get after him because I was getting ready to get down and he moved. So I don't want him thinking it's okay to move when I'm starting to push off or pull myself on. I want him to only be comfortable moving when I'm laying on there still for right now. Because I don't want to have to go back later and fix standing still issues getting on and off. So correct it now. Just by kind of pulling on the bit a little bit and asking him to back up and yield his hindquarters sometimes. As you'll see in a minute. Now this time, I'm going to get on. And I'm going to stay on a little longer. And just halfway lean, get on. Halfway lean, get off kind of thing. Just to make sure he's not going to move as I'm getting on and off. Now I'm just going to hold my weight on his back just for a second. And he did good. So I rewarded him. He didn't move that time. Ask him forward. Yield his butt. Good. It's always nice to go back and watch. Because when you're in the moment, you're just kind of focusing on what you're doing. You're not really kind of focusing on what is actually completely happening, if that makes sense. So you can watch the whole thing sitting here. He has a problem with coming to the stool if I'm up there. So we'll work on that another time. Another day where it's cold and I don't feel like hopping on and off. We'll just kind of work on that. Here's my good side and his good side. I'm right-sided, but getting on him on his right side. It's not so good. Hop up. I think it's right here. Yep, he flinches because I hopped up a little bit higher to get on. There, I'm going to get after him. He moved as I was trying to get off. He kind of jerked his head away and said, nope, I'm not yielding. So I kind of pulled on him and said, yes, you are. Again, trying to get him to yield with just my hand and my body language rather than the whip all the time. You don't want to have to depend on a whip. Most of the time he yields pretty good, but when you really mean it, he's kind of like, nah, you don't got a whip, so I don't really have to. Sorry if you hear the people in the background and the dog. Bring his head in. Go back and double check what we just corrected. Now it looks like I'm jumping hard. I'm trying to jump as easily as I can. Here I'm just kind of getting used to me bouncing again. But it does take quite a bit of effort to launch yourself up and get a good position. Just getting used to my leg going up. Get after him here, because, sorry, He started moving when I didn't want him to. Normally I would back him up a lot, but since he's being dull at the backup, I think he's just bored with it because we've been doing it a lot. I'm going to give him a couple days away from the backup, at least a long distance backup, just so that maybe when I go to do it, he'll do it more willingly. I think he's just bored with it. So that's why I'm kind of just backing him up a couple of steps and then sending him right into the yield. Besides that, I don't want him thinking backup is always a punishment. Now I'm just going to kind of lean halfway on. You guys can't really tell, I'm leaning against him right now. Onto him. Just kind of making him pay attention. He moved. I said, nope, get back over here. Let's try this side. I believe I asked him to move right there. Go back onto mine and his bad side. Here you can really see him kind of bracing on that front leg, closest to the panels. So I try my best to stay on there until he shifts his weight. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm sorry I look like trash, but it's freezing out, so yeah.